Mark Henry. That's the breaking news. Over the weekend, I think that lit up the internet more than anything. Signing with AEW as a commentator, contributor. I don't know, wrestler, maybe.
Analyst is what they're
I
calling
know
him.
Mark Henry. We had him on the show here, and Mark Henry was talking about having one more match. And I don't know if you remember or not, but Mark Henry didn't really name who that one guy would be, but he did say, "Man, there's a lot of young guys on the roster that I could work with." You know what I mean? I didn't know he meant AEW's roster.
I think that we theorized, didn't we predict this at one point?
Yeah, I
that
think
he could end up in AEW.
Yeah, we did.
I think we talked about this.
Yeah.
And I watched Double or Nothing last night. I watched the entire show.
I watched some of it on the internet, on YouTube. They put out it wasn't a bootleg or anything like that. It's one of the AEW deals where they put out, and I think it was like about an hour with commercials and whatnot. But so I had to fast forward, as well as it wasn't like full match in its entirety or anything like that. It was just like clips from the match,
yeah,
which was good for me. So I got a chance to actually see a little bit of it. So if we explore, talk about a little bit of it, I can actually give you my thoughts.
But I will say, when we got to the point, and there was talk from Tony Khan of, hey, there's going to be big surprises, and you know what, he does that typically for every big AEW show. He's teasing, oh, there's going to be a surprise. So you kind of get immune to it. And then when they had the Casino Battle Royal and Leo Rush came out, I was like, oh, okay, so this is the surprise. We got Leo Rush. Cool to see Leo Rush back in a big situation, for the fans to see him work. And then when Tony Khan went out, not Tony Khan, Tony Schiavone went out there and started talking, I want to introduce you to our analyst. I started having flashbacks of the Big Show, or Paul White, coming in as an analyst. So then I started to go through the Rolodex. Who could it possibly be? And he says the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. Mark Henry came out, and I will say the internet did explode. They said he's going to be the analyst for Rampage. But just like with Big Show, you don't sign Mark Henry and you don't sign Paul White just to sit on the sidelines and talk about it, right? You sign them at least to work a match or two, wouldn't you say? Especially when Big Show never officially retired, and Mark Henry, last time he made public statements about coming back to work, it was on this show, and he says, I want to have a proper send-off.
Well, maybe the match is, pretty much made right there, the Big Show versus Mark Henry. Maybe that's the send-off match for. I'm not going to send both of these guys out to pasture or anything like that. So I don't want to get ahead of myself, anything like that. But I know that's a match they can have. But Mark Henry was talking about working with younger guys. You look at Mark Henry, you could tell that he's been in the gym. He's been maybe on that Noom treatment. He looked like he's got himself in shape to actually, I don't know, maybe have another run or just have a few more matches. But it is an intriguing thing to see Mark Henry make that move, being a guy that WWE scouted out of the Olympics. And the only wrestling company that Mark Henry has ever known is the WWE. The only company. And now, after 20 plus years, he's no longer with the WWE, and he's now in AEW. Mark Henry, WWE Hall of Famer, is now in AEW. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what Mark Henry has to prove or anything like that. I really don't think Mark Henry has to prove, anything as far as, getting back in the ring. But I don't know what the terms were as far as Mark Henry leaving either. I know Big Show was really, really upset, especially after, the angle that they did on television. And, he expressed that in, in an interview that he was talking about. I think Mark Henry might have been in that same Legend.
He was in the same night. Yeah. I remember he was on the wheelie.
Remember
the little scooter.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if I don't know if that had anything to do with it or anything like that. But I know going out on your own terms, your own way, is something that's so important to the guys that put those boots on, that actually get a chance to do that. Because so many of those guys that put the boots on, they didn't get a chance to actually go out there and have that last match. He's thanked the fans. He's been in the Hall of Fame. And he thanked everybody, but to actually retire and say, "Hey, I'm done." You want to do that on your own terms, so I could totally understand that. The question is, man, the look of AEW. Where are we with AEW now? Because this reminds me of a company I used to work for back in the day. We could talk about that. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. What's up, this Booker T, two-time Hall of Famer. I know you're checking out the Shine, checking out the Gloss. I want to thank you guys for checking out Row on YouTube. Hey, don't forget to click and subscribe to check out all the latest content right here each and every week. Now, can you dig that, sucker?